What's going on, guys? Stefan, S&E's Garage. Today we're going to be in here with the 2021 TRD as usual, and we're going to be installing a remote start by MPC. So the first thing we're doing here is we're just going over this harness that it comes with, and we're reading the directions on my phone, and we're basically just getting this harness ready to install. So if you look at the directions, the first thing that I'm looking at here is the yellow, the white with black, the yellow red, and the yellow with green are isolated and not used. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim these wires. Here is the yellow green, yellow red, and then here should be the yellow, the other two wires, the white, black, and the yellow that are not going to be utilized either. So we're just going to snip them, tape them off, and get the excess out of the way, and we're just going to get this harness ready to use. So what's nice about this remote start, there's two things that I like about it. Number one, it's plug and play. I don't have to splice or tap into anything, and I like that. I don't want to, modify the factory harness if I don't have to. Number two, it uses your factory remote key fob, so you don't have to carry another fob with you. This is going to work just like the OEM Toyota key fob. Lock button 3 times, hold it on the 3rd time, car starts. So I don't think I'm going to get to finishing this tonight. I just kind of wanted to get the harness ready. So just stay tuned. It's going to be like that for you. It's going to probably be a day or two for me. We'll get back into it and get this thing working, test it, see how it works. Alright guys, so here's where I'm at so far. I de-pinned every single wire from this connector that you do not need to use, because this is all extra wiring that would be under your dash that you don't need cluttering it up. So that's gone. The only wire that's not in the loom that I kept is the blue wire. And if you read the directions, the blue wire is for an aftermarket hood pin, or more or less a valet switch. So I wanted to be able to hide a switch under the dash and basically bypass the remote start if I ever needed to. So I left this wire pinned in here. And the remote start did actually come with a switch. It's in the box in the house. So now this harness is completely ready to go into the car and hook up to the remote start. These basically go in line with different connectors. There's 1 or 2 under the steering wheel and the steering column. And then there's a couple that go into the body control module. I believe there's 2 of them that go to the body control module, and 1 that goes into the cluster. Here's the, or not the cluster, the column. So here's those 3. And there is 1 connection you're going to want to make here that basically is the trunk release to the Evo All, and that's if you're buying the remote start kit that they offer with the key fob. Again, I did not do the key fob. I wanted to be able to use the factory remote start, or the basically the factory fob. So this is now, like I said, ready to go in the car. Tomorrow we're going to crack into the car. We're going to start taking some things apart, figure out exactly where we want to mount our unit, and go ahead with programming it.
Alright guys, so these are basically the wiring instructions for this thing, and like I said, it kind of shows you what you do and don't need. There's a little patch harness here that you're not going to need unless you install their smartphone kit, which is this guy here. It's got 2 in and 3 out. You'll see it here, 2 in, 3 out, so we don't need that. We can set that aside. We didn't need, like I mentioned, these wires down here, the yellow, the white, black, the yellow, red, and the yellow, green, so we got rid of them. And then I just went ahead, like I said, and de-pinned all the fluff from this harness here. You'll see the wires that you do need. There is an additional white one that is wired that I kept in there. I don't know what it's for, but it does go into the rest of the harness. So this is what your harness should look like after you're done de-fluffing it. It's got a lot less crap on it, if you will. And like I said, I did leave this blue wire in case I decided I wanted to add the valet switch that the kit actually comes with, which is right here. It comes with everything you need to install the valet switch, but I'm still on the fence if I want to do that or not, because the car does have a factory hood pin. So we're going to get into the car now. We're going to start pulling the driver's side dash corner apart, because we need to access a couple of things. If you go to the directions here, we need to access the body control unit, which is on the driver's side. You've seen that in one of my other videos. When I installed my rear view mirror, actually. And then we need to access a couple of connectors, or I think it might just be 1 connector by the steering lock, which is right here, the steering lock connector. That's going to be on the, what do you call it, steering column. So we're going to pull the steering column cover off. We're going to pull the driver's knee bolster off, and we're going to access those. And what's nice about this kit is, like I said, it is plug and play. You're not splicing into anything. These basically just plug in line. So one end plugs into the car, the other end plugs into the harness, and it provides for a nice, easy, splice-free, trouble-free installation. So let's get the wiring routed, and then we're going to go through the programming of this thing and make sure it works. So the first thing we're going to remove is this driver's kick panel, the black trim there, and then the kick panel inside. You'll see it right there. These just pull right out. You just basically grab this, give it a yank, it comes right off. This guy, there's a little black clip on the inside. Let me see if I can show you right there. That's actually not installed correctly because I had it apart. So that pulls out, and then you pull this thing forward or backward. You pull it basically towards you. So let's get these out, and then we can focus on getting this trim piece off and this stuff here out of the way, and then we can access everything and get this guy off as well. It'll be easier to get this cover off with this out of the way. Alright, so to get this side panel off, you're going to want to use a plastic trim tool. Get behind it. I decided to get behind it right here, and you're just going to kind of walk it off. Once you got it to about this point, you put your trim tool down, just pull it off the rest of the way. Once you get to this point, you pull it out towards you, and it'll come right out, like so. And now we see this panel here. This should just pull right out. We're just going to put the camera down. You know what? Maybe I won't put the camera down. Let's see if we can get this guy out real quick. Yeah, let me dig a little further. I've had this out before, but I don't remember how I got it out, so maybe just make sure I'm not going to break anything. I'll show you how to take it off. Alright guys, so this is where we're at. The first thing that I went ahead and did is remove the two Phillips head screws here and here. This is on the bottom piece that basically is underneath where your feet go. I got that out of the way, and then I was able to remove these two trim pieces here. This guy goes right here like this, and this one goes right above the vent. They pulled straight out, and then I was able to pull this, and it came right out. Now I'm going to unplug this and get it out of my way so I can, you know, see what I'm doing under here. But we pretty much have access to the connectors that we need on the body control module here, and then we just have to remove this cover here. There's going to be 3 screws, one here on either side of the steering wheel, and then one on the bottom. So you are going to need to cycle your ignition and move the steering wheel around to access those. Alright guys, we got the steering column trim off. You're basically going to take those 3 screws out. You're going to release your tilt lever and pull it straight down. It'll come down. The top is connected by a piece of leather at the cluster, so you just kind of let that hang out there. And I decided it'd be easier for me to just kind of let this hang because it does have the hood cable here, and I could have taken it apart, but I didn't really want to mess with it. And right now it's not really in my way because, like I said, I can see the connectors I need to see. It's going to be these guys here, and then I want to say it's one of these. It's probably this guy, but we're going to figure that out together. And we're going to route this nice and neat. We're going to try to follow the factory harness so that there's no pinch points or chafing points or anything like that. Here you can actually see my wiring for my rear view mirror. So let's go ahead, let's get the wiring, and let's get the module. We're going to find a place to tuck it in so it's nice and neat, and get it installed. Alright guys, so we have the harness in our hand, and it looks like the connectors that we're going to need are the 2 bottom right ones on the body control module. So we're going to unplug them, plug these basically in line, and start running the harness. Alright, so here you'll see we have the 2 harnesses plugged in line with the 2 bottom connectors on the body control module. And the 3rd wire comes up here to the steering release lock, which is right here. You'll also see that I have it set up in line. So we're just going to start zip tying things, make it look neat, and then we're going to start programming the module. Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to do is program this thing. They want us to plug in the one, it looks like a 4-pin black wire, and hold the button on the module while you're doing it. And you're supposed to release it right when it turns blue. And if you did it right, it should say solid blue. If it doesn't stay solid blue, unplug it, try again until it does. So let's see if we can get that. All right, guys, so we actually had to use this harness that I said we didn't have to use because the plug wasn't right. So it's just gonna look kind of like this. You gotta plug the harness from the car basically into this, and then you only use the one of the black wires, doesn't really matter which, but we got the light blue. So now that it's blue, it's going to tell us to move to step 2. So we got it to release the moment it's blue. And now we plug in the rest of the wires. Insert the required remaining connection. So we got to plug in the big white wire, the red, basically all the wires are the white one. We got to plug them all in, and then we're going to turn the ignition on without pressing the brake. All right, guys, so we got it to the point where the blue connectors, or the blue light is on. All the connectors are plugged in. We're going to turn the ignition on, and we're going to wait for this thing to start flashing rapidly. Okay, now that it's flashing rapidly, it should be programmed. Push the blue LED will turn off. All right, so now we're going to turn it off, and this should turn off, which it did. We're going to take our keys, and we're going to test it. So now we're going to shut the door gently to make sure we don't damage anything. Let me just crack my garage door open a little bit. All right, now if I hit this 1, 2, 3, and hold it, the car should start. And just like that, you just installed the remote start in your 2018 to 2022 Toyota Camry with push button start. Now the only thing that sucks about this is that it operates like Toyota's remote start. So as soon as you open your door, oh, yeah. See, as soon as you open the door, the car shuts down. But yeah, so just like that, you just install a remote start, like I said, in your 18 to 22 Camry. We're just gonna go ahead and neaten this up. We're gonna find a place for that brain. I'll show you where I put it, and we're gonna wrap it up. All right, guys, I just kind of wanted to show you what I did. I mounted my module right here on this brace, and I tucked all of my extra wiring up there. You can see it, and I zip tied it to that brace. So you'll see everything's nice and neat. We have our one wire from here, from the column, zip tied nice and neat. I zip tied it to that, and then it goes back under there towards the extra wiring. So everything here is good. I got this trim piece back in. I got these 2 trim pieces in. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put my column back together. I'm going to get the car all the way back together, you know, all my trim panels. And we're going to test it one more time, make sure everything works. All right, guys, so we got the interior all back together. Couldn't tell the difference that was in there. Let's shut the door. You're going to lock the car. Okay, and then you're going to press the lock time 3 times. About a second pause between each. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to hold on the 3rd click. Hazards are going to blink. You'll hear your fuel pump kick on. And she'll fire right off. So if this video helped you install an MPC remote start system on your 2018 to 2022 push button start Camry, please like, share, subscribe. I'm going to leave a link to this guy below. I'll leave a link to the keyed ignition one as well in case you have an ignition with a key. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.